Hi everyone, and welcome along to today's video. Now I've been asked, is there any other way I can get some more heat from my radiators, especially the front room one where you're sitting watching a TV. It never quite seems to be warm enough. Now if you've balanced them all out already, I'm sure you probably have, and you've got that one cranked full up, it's probably at its maximum, and you've tried all the old favourite things like the tin foil slid down the back of the radiator okay, to reflect the heat back. It does help, honestly, it's worth a go, worth doing, and it costs next to nothing, so it's definitely worth a go. And make sure you put your hand on the radiator and feel it from the very top to the very bottom, and make sure there's no cold spots on the radiator, there's no cold at the bottom, hot on the top, or it's hot on the bottom and cold on the top, which means you've got air in it, so it's worth bleeding it to make sure there is no air left in it. But the main important thing is to make sure it's hot all over its surface, and if that's the case, you know it's working to its maximum efficiency. Now if that is the case, and you've got the foil and that behind there, but you still find it's not hot enough, of course you can change the radiator to a bigger one, but that's going to cost you a lot of expenditure. But I've had some ideas from people telling me about these fans that you can now get. Most of them are kind of above the radiator, to try and fan the heat in, and apparently some of you are getting some pretty positive results from those. Now I've got an old video I'd done actually about, well, 5-6 years ago, it's quite an old one, where someone sent me some fans to try out. So I'll show you these fans and where they were positioned in a double radiator, just so you get some idea of them. But yes, I think kind of like my real log fire, I've got a kind of little fan that sits on the top of that, and when I light the fire, the heat turns the fan round, and it does really work. It does pump the heat from the fire, the heat that's coming off of it, shall I say, into the room. So I did find some success with these fans that I had all this while back, but I have to be honest with you and say that they were from a really cheap and nasty outfit, and they broke fairly soon. So, but that was a long time back. I think things have improved by a long way now, so I will chop you over to this little video so you can see the ones that I was fitting back then, and we'll see, have a look on there and see if there's any better alternatives now. So we'll pop over to that video now from a few years back. Here I am again. Now, here we have this kit from Valinto. Probably pronounced it wrong. We have a little control panel here and two fans, one there and one here. You can see their name etched on there, and basically you've got these little clips, and these fans go up under the radiator. I'll show you a picture of it in a second how they're going to go, but I will show you installing these in a second. So there we are, there's our picture of the modules. This is a radiator on its back, lying down flat obviously, and there's our modules stuck in the bottom of the radiator. As you can see, the more the better. Right, next stage, fit the controller. This is the little controller with 3 speeds on it and the on off button, and the way we do this to make it nice and easy to work with these is we put the controller here. Now to get it on there, we've got to just lift this side away so we can thread the wires down. There's our controller in place. Now we just push our clip in from the controller and it should link over there like so. Okay, and the thing is kind of connected up now, and we're sort of almost ready to push it up into the radiator now. One last thing, and that's our little power supply here that goes into our transformer. So we plug our transformer in. Okay, it's ready, and now we're going to stick the fans up under the radiator. I'm going to put it in now just to see if the fans all go, they work, and it's in. Let's give it a go. The little light has come on. Let's try one. One is on. Yes, I can feel air blowing up on the low setting. Let's try the next one. Yeah, it's a bit quicker again. Let's try it on number 3. And quicker again. Now, that's full speed. Can you hear the motors? Only just. But let's have a feel now. And you can feel the heat coming out there. And if I take my hand along, it definitely drops off as you go along. So the gadget is working. It's definitely warmer in here. I can feel the temperature difference as soon as you walk in the room. The heat's been on for about an hour or so, and there's definitely an increase. So I wouldn't say it was 50% as mentioned, but probably if you had those little fans all the way along the radiator, I probably think it may well be a 50% increase. But the two that we've got have definitely made an improvement. Seems to work, so that's good for me. Right, so that's about it. As I say, things have moved on since that day. They were the early fans that were coming out, and they mainly fitted up in double radiators and such things. And they did work for a while, I have to admit. I'm not quite sure what went wrong. I think I had a problem with the power supply thing, so it just all stopped working. So I just pulled them all out after a couple of years, which was a bit of a shame. But I never bothered to look into it again until one of you guys told me about these fans. Are they any good? And all I can say, the old ones, when they were going, they was doing a fairly good job of getting some of that heat round, so worth looking into if you want to get a bit more heat from your main radiator. I'm talking about the one that you kind of sit around in a front room and watch your TV in, or even a bedroom one if it's really cold up there. But whatever, you can decide yourself whether you'd fancy anything like this to try and boost your heat output. You never know, it could be a cold winter, so all good. And you can always move these fans around to different radiators, I guess. Okay, anyway, that's about it though. All my stuff, you know, to go, usual place, Darren 33. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.